So we have a special guest, and he's someone who doesn't do a lot of interviews, I've noticed. Diplo, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. We're talking right now on a Sunday afternoon. We're outside Cabana Pool Bar. You're going to go on, and you're going to do a set.
Right.
Do you like the live gigs, or do you like being in studio better?
I mean, it's part of my job, to do shows and to be actively promoting the music that I make. And I can make a lot of music on the road. I've been gone for the last 10 days. I've probably finished like 3 or 4 song ideas on airplanes or in hotel rooms. So it's all the same to me. I kind of like evolved into the way to create like on the road.
You can work a track on an airplane.
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
I remember we mixed Cold Water by Major Lazer and Justin Bieber on the way from LA to Halifax, somewhere in Canada. I played like some random, it was like a random college town.
You brought up Major Lazer. What is going on with Major Lazer? On hold?
We have some records that came out this year. We did the Tory Lanez song with Cashmere Cat, and then we did another song with Rudimental and Anne Marie that's coming out next month. Mm-hmm. And then end of August, we're going to put a little EP out because we're going to Africa for a tour. So like 4 new songs that are all like African collaborations, and one with Tovlo, who's not actually African, but the production was kind of African. And then next year, doing a lot more music with Major Lazer. So it's like the year was kind of like on hold, yeah.
Okay.
But just putting out some supplemental stuff for our tours.
Explain Silk City to me. Why you decided to take on yet another project and the Mark Ronson connection.
I just think as a DJ, I was always interested in trying to create a live atmosphere, like what we did last night. We played Governor's Ball, and I was always trying to create that vibe. I couldn't do it with the more EDM shows or more trap shows, whatever, like the nightclubs. So we needed to like have a format. So the project, it kind of translated as either Mark Ronson producing my album or me producing like Mark Ronson's album. Like it's like that's the way that the styles have combined. But it's like I said, it's an homage to early house music and kind of a vibe. We played Governor's Ball last night. We never played before in a festival set. Kind of improvised, and it was amazing. Like an hour and 15 minutes, people jumping to like just straight house music, not any like club EDM or anything.
So how does it work though? Like, do you guys? You said it was very impromptu. Is it just like, all right, you go?
Well, we have like 4 or 5 songs, and we did the Essential Mix last week on BBC Radio. So we like had done some mixing and had some like styles and some music that we liked. So we played that last night.
You're a soccer fan.
Yeah.
You own part of a team, I believe, if I read correctly.
Yeah, the Phoenix Rising in Arizona.
Will you go to the World Cup? I mean,
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there on opening day. It's funny. I did 2 different songs. I did a song for Tuborg, a beer that's like launched this summer with Mo and a bunch of like Russian artists and a bunch of collaborations. And I did the one with Nicky Jam, Will Smith, and Era Streffy. And that's going to be played at the closing ceremony. I won't be there for that. I have a date already. I didn't know I was going to be doing the World Cup song. I just happened to be working on something that they took.
Well, that was my question. Was this just something you had and they said, we want that for the World Cup, or did you do that for the Cup?
I work really closely with Sony in Colombia now, and they had the FIFA record, and they just were kind of doing the rounds, like who has a record that we can pitch. And in fact, there's another record that was going to be the one, and I worked on that a long time, and then it ended up not making it. And then I went and met them and played on some other ideas, and they loved Live It Up, which is a record that was actually written originally by Quavo.
Wow.
He's the guy who sang that record. And then I didn't think that he was going to be able to make Moscow, so we just redid it and had Nicky Jam write new stuff, Will write new stuff, and Era, and then it all happened in like 5 days.
When you do an ensemble type production like that, who calls who? Are people calling you? Are you calling them?
There's like some FIFA guys that are like handling it. I was always working with the writers, and I just show up and get things done when I need to have deadlines, but it's mostly like, it's very much in the back end. Like the FIFA, because a record like that is so massive for a worldwide audience that it has to have a lot of like quality control to get to where it's releasable. But that's like all like back channel stuff.
What did you think of Deadpool?
I loved it. I thought it was cool. I mean, it was like really kind of like saw the Avengers the week before, and I was like, wow, that's like the best
you can't get any better
movie
than
ever.
this.
That, and then Deadpool, I watched it, and I was like, well, it's basically a comedy anyway, comedy version of what Marvel movies are, or comic movies are. And I thought no one could play that character better than Ryan Reynolds. He kind of created an atmosphere and a world around his character. But I'm happy that the song I did for that movie it's long. It's like almost 2.5 minutes for the fight scene, and it seems like people are playing it, so it's like going up in the charts and it's top 40.
People like it though. I mean, Welcome to the Party is a banger. I don't know. Do we still say banger? What do you say when it's a big track?
It specifically does bang a little bit.
It does bang a little bit.
Does some banging.
The French Montana connection. Did you guys know each other?
Yeah, he's the kind of like most versatile rapper. He's just always in LA. I always see him at studios. He's done records for Major Lazer. He did like a remix for me for Mr. Easy, another like Nigerian record. He's always just he's down for whatever. Like, he's always in Vegas when I'm playing. He's just a really cool guy and one of my favorite like collaborators I've ever worked with.
Who do you hang out with? Down day, you don't have any shows, no festivals. Who do you like to hang out with? Who do you call and say, hey, let's do something?
Probably my kids.
Yeah? Okay, that's good.
If I'm in LA, I'll just pick them up, spend days with them when I'm home.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't have a social life, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like working and my children, and like, well, you know, I go to parties and I'm not traveling all the time. It's not like not a bad route to go, but I'm always busy, kind of getting things done. I don't have time to just like be breezy and do whatever I want to do.
So you're committed to the job, right? I mean, you put everything you have into it.
Well, I love music. I mean, I'm so lucky to be doing this. I'm so lucky that I can wake up and just like I make music or go perform music or create something every day. It's like a dream come true, to be honest.
Do you like performing in Canada?
I love it.
Is there anything specific about Canada that you like?
I have never done a day party like this, but every time I come to Toronto, it's like the crowd really understands, I think, the subtleties of like the way I make music and the way I mix music, because they're very diverse. Everybody seems to have like an understanding of like dance music, reggae and dancehall, soca music, African music, dubstep, and even like rock and roll. Everybody seems to have like knowledge here. So it's a lot cooler that the music palette is a lot more diverse.
I'm going to take a little credit with Z1035 for that, because we've been doing this for like 25 years now, and people have really grown accustomed to it in this city in particular, I think.
You think it's because the city, like, it just reflects like the demographic of the city, how like diverse Toronto is.
Right.
And even Montreal, even Ottawa, like even Vancouver, all very different markets, but all seem to be like have an echelon above American markets as far as like their experience with music.
You attract people that want to go out and celebrate something like, hey, Diplo's in town, we got to go and see him, but you have a milestone coming up. You're down to the last few months in your 30s. How do you want to celebrate 40?
Just not die. Hopefully make it all the way there, and then just, I'm excited. I already tell people I'm 40.
Really?
Yeah, because it's better to be like a young 40-year-old than like a
old 30-year-old?
End of the 30s. So I'm happy. Couldn't ask for anything better. I think I'm going to probably go have a party somewhere. In a faraway place, a bunch of friends. Good.
What's next for you? You said you're going to the World Cup, and you're going to continue on tour. I mean, you've got a lot of dates.
Yeah, I'll go to Europe on Thursday, do like Germany, London, Moscow, Sweden, like 2 weeks there. Come back, it's back to Vegas, and the summer's busy. I think it started in May, and it's going to keep going till September, basically.
Do you listen to music on Spotify? Do you listen to music on radio?
Everything.
How do you stay in touch with what's new and hot?
Terrestrial radio in LA, or whenever I'm traveling here, I listen to you guys. I'm in Toronto all day long.
Thank you.
I check out the global Spotify playlist because that's kind of like a really cool, number of where the records are around the world. And then I go to like YouTube a lot.
When you see that you've got streams like in the millions and billions, is that a little surreal for you? I mean, there's people.
Every day it feels like the next record coming out is like the record-breaking record. So I feel like when we first had the first billion streams on Spotify with Lean On, it's like there's like 100 records now, with a billion streams. So we're just going for that trillion now.
Okay.
Trillion streams.
If you hit a trillion, that's pretty badass. That's amazing.
Hey, man.
Diplo, we thank you. Good luck with your set today, and we hope to see you back in Toronto soon.
Yes, boss.